upcoming talks. Now we move on to Afghanistan. Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud has held a call with Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi to discuss efforts to de-escalate tensions emerging in the region. This meeting follows a similar discussion between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan that has happened yesterday. Moreover, the United Arab Emirates and Jordan has also urged both sides to prioritize dialogue and peacefully resolve the ongoing fighting between Pakistan and Afghanistan. This reaction comes as Pakistan declares a state of war with Afghanistan after launching a widespread bombardment of major Afghan cities, which it claims is in retaliation for a cross-border offensive. The airstrikes targeted 29 locations across Afghanistan, including key sites in Kandahar and the capital, Kabul. This marks Pakistan's most extensive military operation against Afghanistan since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. Now we welcome back Mr. Matthew Vadam. He's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, Mr. Vadam, for staying with us.
Sure.
Now, looking at the situation between Afghanistan and Pakistan, can we be hopeful about the mediation efforts, led by Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and maybe China?
Well, I don't think that the two sides in Pakistan and Afghanistan are nearly as deeply entrenched as the United States and Iran are. I think that it's possible they could negotiate their way out of their current problems. I confess that I know a lot less about the Pakistan-Afghanistan situation than I do about the United States, Israeli, Iranian situation. I think that these are, you had India and Pakistan have had a state of hostilities, or I'm not sure if it's technically a state of war. You'd know more about that than I would. But they've been, unfriendly and have been, firing artillery at each other for many years now. And it hasn't led to a more widespread war. It's possible that Pakistan and Afghanistan could reach some kind of an accommodation and talk their way out of a further escalation of hostilities. I think that the Taliban is pretty aggressive, and it has been emboldened since the United States left Afghanistan. After Joe Biden, then President Joe Biden, abruptly pulled the United States out of Afghanistan and left behind a lot of U.S. Military assets there,
Yes, Mr.
which
Vadam.
the Afghans are using
Yes.
to fight their wars.
So, Mr. Vadam, how dangerous is it for Afghans, Taliban to be using those things that were left behind by U.S.? I'm not sure if they know how to use it, but what if they are using it against Pakistan in this particular case now?
Well, I'm not a weapons expert, but I think the fact that the United States abandoned much of its war material behind when it left, it stands to reason it can't be a good thing. It empowers the Taliban, and it gives them something to work with. It was like it's like money falling from heaven, so to speak, from the skies. These weapons are helping the Taliban in their fight against their neighbors, and so it cannot be a positive thing. But I'm not a fan of either from the American perspective, I'm not a fan of Pakistan or of Afghanistan. So I can't say that it really matters to me that much. If one side prevails over the other, I think they're both bad actors. I personally am a much bigger fan of India. But in any event, yeah, it was a big mistake for President Biden to leave behind U.S. weapons and machinery. And, of course, the Taliban is using these things to carry out its goals. And the Taliban is strong nowadays, and this cannot be a good thing for the people, the poor oppressed people of Afghanistan, or it can't be a good thing for Afghanistan's neighbors either.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Wadham, for sharing that insight with us. We have a breaking news coming in. In a recently issued advisory, the U.S. Embassy in Pakistan has shared that Pakistani security forces have increased their presence in major cities in response to heightened tensions with Afghanistan. This has been done particularly around law enforcement facilities, military installations, and commercial centers. The embassy says that these locations remain potential targets for terrorist organizations, raising concerns about public safety. That's why the U.S. Embassy has urged Americans to exercise caution, especially during peak hours when the risk of attack is considered high. Citizens have also been advised to be aware of their surroundings and to avoid large crowds. Now we move on to U.S. President Donald Trump